Hello everybody, it's Matthew Pearson here, moderator of Technical Glitches, and this is a short video that I've made to show you how to do the editing for TMA03 using Office 2007. So you can see in the window, hopefully, that I've got the draft report, which is looking very plain, a bit forlorn, not very good. Underneath it, this is what we are aiming for. This is Sinead's report. So we're going to aim to get from that to from that to that. So let's make a start. The first thing to do is make sure you have Home tab selected here, and you'll see your styles are appearing in this box here. The styles are the way of quickly applying a set format into parts of your text. It could not be easier. I've clicked on Draft Report. When I roll over, notice it previews it for me, and a left mouse click will just apply that formatting to everywhere where I know there's a heading. So I'm just going quickly through here and showing you the first handful. The great thing about that is that I haven't had to do the individual formatting. I've basically just told Word that this is heading 1 and it's automatically updated them. So that's how easy it is to apply styles and how effective they are. The second thing we're going to do is look at changing the normal style. All Word documents have a normal style, and it controls basically the appearance of the main text. Now this text is Courier New 10, and we actually want to be aiming for, if you look here, Times New Roman 12. So the way to do that is just to click down here and find normal. I'm having to do that because I've shortened, made my window smaller. You'll probably just have it appearing, and do a right click on normal. So that's a right mouse click and choose modify. And this allows me to modify the normal style. So everything now that's in normal will be changed to the font that I tell it. And I'm going to click down here to Times New Roman. There you go, alphabetical order. And I'm going to make it 12. And when I've done that, I'm going to click on OK. Now, this is going to make a radical change to the document, because you can see straight away that everything in the document will jump into Times New Roman 12. That's because everything else is in the normal font. If I start to make other changes, I can go back and start adding heading 1s, for instance. So that's how easy it is to apply styles to your document. Let's now have a look at applying bullet points, because if you look back in the Sinead's report, under observations she actually lists 7 bullet points, and we need to do the same in ours. So if I just move back here and go down to observations. Now the way I'm going to do it, first of all, I'm going to make that a heading 1, recommendations, so I can see what section I'm working with. And now I'm going to highlight everything that I want to be in the bullet point list, which is everything apart from that introductory sentence. And I'm going to go up here and I'm going to choose numbered bullet points, which is 1, 2, 3. You can see Word even tells me what's going to happen. I click on it and that's it. Bullet pointed list. This is much easier than actually adding the bullet points in yourself. In other words, type in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because if I actually add another bullet point in, you can see that it automatically renumbers them for me. If I delete it, I'll just get rid of that there. Then the same thing happens. It will redo the list for me. So it's much easier getting Word to your bullet point list. If you look at the end of the draft report, Sinead starts to use some bullet points, and normal bullet points, not numbered bullet points. And if I just go down to the end, let's have a look at how we do that. It is very easy. So first of all, we'll apply the heading, and then select those 2 and just choose the normal bullet points. And there you go. That's those applied. You can see now that our document is getting pretty much starting to look like Sinead's in many ways. It's starting to look pretty good. There are just a few more changes to make. One obvious one is that this needs to be italic. So all I do is highlight that, go up here and choose the italic option. This will actually modify the normal format for this first paragraph and add italics as well. But notice, because I didn't actually go into normal, it doesn't alter every normal instance and make it all italic, which we don't want. There is another thing that's a little bit not harder to do, but needs explaining, and that's these gaps between the bullet points. Can you see here, 1 to 2, there's a gap. Now that's not being done by typing a line of white space like that. That's not how that happens, because notice if I do that, what I actually get is another bullet point, and it spoils it. That's being controlled by the normal style. So let's go back to normal style here, and I'm just going to right click on it and choose modify again. There's our box comes up, and this time I'm going to go down the left to the format box, and I'm going to come up to paragraph, which allows me to control the paragraph settings, and I'm going to add 6 points above and 6 points below, and this will happen above every individual paragraph with normal applied. I click on OK, click on OK again, and you notice that as if by magic the 6 points of space have been added in. And in fact, every time where there's a new paragraph started in normal, you can see that it's been applied. We don't want it here, so one way to get rid of it here, because notice in Sinead's report the people who it's addressed to, that's not spaced. So how do you get rid of it there but not everywhere else? Highlight it, right click it this time and choose paragraph. So this will apply paragraph just for the selection that I have highlighted. So that allows me to put that back to being single spaced without any spaces above and below, without affecting the rest of the document. So using a combination of those techniques, you will soon be able to get your report looking very much like Sinead's. There's one more thing left to explain, and that's how to do headers. To launch a header, the best way I've always found is just to go up here right into the header section and just double click. And if you double click, you'll notice that Word changes to show you header and footer tools design. I can now type my name and student number, well, tutor number, but you know what I mean. And if I wanted to, I can go back here to home, and I'm going to say heading 1, which actually makes it bold and Arial 14. Which is the way I want it. I can also, if I want, go over here and right align it. When I've finished designing my header, I click back on design and I click close header and footer, and as if by magic it closes. The text is then grey, which means that it will be applied to every page, which is quite neat because you can easily put a standard piece of text on every page. If you ever want to use footers, that might be something that you'd want to use in the future. You just double click on the bottom and you can launch the footer as well, and you can put text in there. So that was a brief look at the features of Office 2007, Word 2007, and how you can get your report looking very much like Sinead's. Hope you found that useful.